welcome to the second part of the junk journal with me, where I'm trying to finish up my junk journal. This is a piece of tracing paper, and I have just stamped on it, and I'm cutting out the stamp now. And then I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this. I'm going to end up just gluing it onto this glassine, or I guess more like deli paper bag. And then I had this coin as well, so I just used some double-sided tape and stuck that on there. It was a little heavy, but that's okay. I'm not planning on moving anything around in there too much. And so then I put another one of the linen paper doilies down. I stuck this sticker up at the top, but I will move it later. And then I'm trying to figure out how I want to fill the space up there so that I can journal. So I just stuck this down with some double-sided tape so that I could journal on it later. Another sticker down that says memories, and now I'm moving that sticker to the back. Fun fact, I've heard that a collage is more appealing if it has 3 elements, so I kind of wanted to put that down just to make it look a little bit better. So these are receipts, and I'm literally just going to glue them straight into the book. I went to Athens with my daughter, and it's like this big college town in Georgia, and we just went around and had some fun and had some mommy-daughter time. So this is all from that day. I'm sticking this, this is like a piece of a bag that from one of the stores we went to, and I'm just sticking that with some double-sided tape. And then we also went to an art museum, so I am cutting out, it was like an envelope that came in one of the magazines that they hand out when you walk in. And this was one of the paintings that was on display that day, and it was my favorite, so I went ahead and glued that in as well with my glue stick. And this is another little printable doily that I have printed out really small so that I can make it a label. And I printed it on sticker paper this time. So this is just an illustration from a children's book, another one of the doilies that I printed on linen paper, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down just to give me something to journal on. So I made that little illustration from the children's book a little pocket, and I'm just going to add a label to this page. And then I stuck a journaling card and a sticker that we got from a record shop out there. Just putting down some washi tape to make sure that doesn't come up later. And just a little bit of decoration up at the top of this page. And then that is the finished spread. Okay, so now I'm going to use some acetate, which is very similar to the clear covering of the window on some junk mail. And I wanted to try to use texture paste on acetate and see how that held up. So I'm going through this stencil just to put a cool design on the acetate, and then I'm going to let that dry overnight. So I marked pages in my journal that were still blank that I wanted to fill, and I'm just choosing one of those pages. I go with this one, and just fiddling around with some things that were sent to me in that Happy Mail package. This is some wallpaper, and then these elements are some things that I've been hoarding for like a year and a half now, and I'm just trying to use up some of the stuff that I have that is just nonsensical. This was a piece of packaging but I thought it was so pretty. I think I got sari silk from India in it, so this it was just really pretty, and it's like I don't even know what kind of material that is. I guess like cheesecloth. So this is a piece of scrapbook paper that I just loved, and I've been hoarding it. So I'm going to try to use that on this page as well. I thought that all of these colors looked really nice together. This is another doily that I printed out on linen paper, and I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put all of these pieces. So I kind of like how this looks over the scrapbook paper. So I do end up putting those two together. Now I'm gonna finally commit to all of this and glue all this down with my glue stick. So I decided that I wanted to put that scrapbook paper on top of the envelope, and at first I was just going to glue it straight on, but then I decided I would just put it in that square that's on the envelope. So I center that and go ahead and glue that down and cut off the edges so that it fits neatly, and then I lay the acetate over the top of that with some double-sided tape. And then I stuck this envelope down the center of the spread with some washi tape. This is a pretty wide washi tape, but I didn't cut it in half because this envelope is going to be quite heavy. It has several pictures in there that I wanted to keep, so I just left it as it was, and I reinforced it with some more washi tape. This is another one of the printable trims from Molly's Mantle Etsy shop, and I'm just sticking some of that around the pages. And now I'm going to finally commit to where I'm putting this doily. I'm going to put it over the edge and just glue the other half of that onto the back side of the page. the last thing I'm going to do to this page is stick one of these vintage labels down. Oh, no, I stand corrected. I'm going to, these are paper dolls. The point of this spread is about missing my family, so I put paper dolls down because it reminds me of my grandma. So yeah, but that is the finished spread, and now I'm moving on to the next page. This page is about my great-grandmother, and these are pieces of a quilt that I had that was literally falling apart. So I took some of the fabric and then just stuck those around the page. This is another doily that I printed on linen paper, and I thought it was appropriate. She loved hummingbirds and any birds really, and so I just stuck that down as well. And then I have a little hummingbird charm that I decided to glue down onto the page. And then the last thing I do to this page, really simple page, I just put a label up at the top so that I can annotate what the page is about. And that is the finished spread. So this page, I wanted to do something with acetate again. So I'm trying to decide which little book illustration I wanted to use. And I'm essentially going to make a window out of the acetate. So the window is going to go in one page, and then you'll be able to see through to the other page. So I'm just framing where I want this window to sit, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. I really struggled trying to get the pages to sit correctly because most of my journals fill up in the middle, but they don't fill up at the front and the back. So at this point, I'm kind of left with the pages in the front and the back to work with, and now that it's so full, it won't stay open. So I just clipped the pages back so you could see what I was doing. This is the acetate that I have just cut down to the size of the window, or a little bit over the size of the window, and I'm going to use double-sided tape to stick that down. Really simple little window and so fun to look at. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue the image down on the other page. And then the acetate was not connected to anything, so I went ahead and put some washi tape down the side and on the other side as well, just to reinforce that so it doesn't come up. And then I'm just adding a few little stickers around. This label sticker is from the Maggie Holmes collection, one of them, I'm not sure which. I decided that on the other side of the window, when you flip the page over, I wanted to see something cute as well, so I went ahead and put this illustration on the other page. Couple more stickers, a little bit more washi tape to reinforce, and then I had this printable doily, which I never did manage to get into a digital pack on my Etsy shop, but I will. I'm still working on them. Give me time. So I decide I'm going to just put that over the top of the page and glue the other side to the back of the page. And then, of course, I need a label sticker. So I'm trying to decide which one I want to use, I go with this one and then I stick that down, and that is the finished spread. So on this page, me and my daughter had a little tea party. I'm trying to spend time with each of my children individually so that they don't feel left out. So I had a little tea party with my 5-year-old, and I had this envelope. I've had it forever, but I loved the inside of the envelope. So I decided to open the envelope up and then put these photos inside of it, and then I'm just going to leave that open so that you can open it all the way up. When you look at it, just putting some washi tape down on those photos to make sure they stick down. And then a little bit of washi tape on the front to keep that closed. This just says I love you, and that is the finished spread. So I hope you enjoyed part 2 as much as you did part 1, and I look forward to starting in a new journal with you very soon. I'm working on it today, and I will do a flip through of this journal within the next day or so. I've already recorded the video, I just have to edit it now, and that's it. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.